So we had a busy day today on the dyno. Had two 335D BMWs. One was a stage 1, made about 380. And the other car was a stage 1 plus, which has an intercooler and an air filter as an extra. I did 405 using EcoTune software on both those cars today. They were done this morning, that's all finished now. During the day in the workshop, we had like an old school day where we had the BMW 3 Series, the green one. That's Steve, who owns the Speedster in a previous video. He inherited that from his dad, and he's then had it painted at Stylehouse. Steve's done that and tidied it all up. And then he just wanted some basic service work done, so we've done oil, filter, rock cover gasket, because that was leaking. It had a funny noise on the belts, and that was the idler pulley and the tensioner idler pulley, and then we replaced the auxiliary belt at the same time, so that was a nice easy job. Then you've seen, probably this will be in a previous video, where it came in with a running fault and we rebuilt the carb. It's a Weber carb conversion anyway, but then we've rebuilt that, made that work properly. And it had a noisy engine, which turned out to be the hydraulic lifters. So we've had the camshaft out, new cam belt, set of hydraulic lifters in there, and we replaced the water pump and thermostat while we were there. The fan wasn't cutting in, and that was a nice simple fix. It was just a new fan switch. So we managed to get hold of one of those, which was difficult actually, but we managed to get hold of one, and that is now all fixed. The only other thing this had, it was leaking fuel, and the filler neck on the back, it'd been replaced, but with a lovely TIG welded unit, but there was a little pinprick in the TIG weld. So we've removed the filler neck and then had that pinprick filled in with a guy around the corner with the TIG's done it for us. That's now back on, not leaking. So the Sirocco is now ready to go back to the customer with a clean bill of health for him to just go and drive it and enjoy it during the summer. And then I think he may or may not want to bring it back to have the engine bay sort of like nicened up with bits painted and things like that. So he was talking about it, but we'll see how happy he is when he gets it back. That's all the good news. The bad news is our customer with the Texaco Sierra, which is the video that's going up this Sunday, that had Motec on it and we retuned it all and did some things. He did the race at Silverstone and that one was done, and then he went to Brands Hatch, which would have been 2 weeks ago. And unfortunately, on like the second lap of the race, he, on cold tyres, took a line to go around a slower car, and there was something on the circuit, and he's gone off, hit the tyre wall. So the damage, that's part of the damage, the Sierra, from the Sierra bumper. It's took the bumper out, the headlight glass, took the wing. It's actually crumpled the inner wing in a bit, took the grille and the corner of the bonnet. So he's now decided that he wants to change it to a full RS500 Group A spec. So we're really excited that he's chosen us to do that. So I own a similar car myself, so he's obviously seen that and decided we're going to do that. So this was a normal 3-door Cosworth bumper, so we're going to replace it with a 500 style bumper, which has a larger mouth there and it has like a cutout here. We'll put 2 pictures in the video of like a normal Texaco Group A car and obviously the customer's car, so you can maybe see the differences. I'm not sure if you'll realise, but you should see those. And if you come through to the front, we've got, so this is what you would make a Sierra into a full Eggenberger style spec car. So the rear arms here, normally they're like a steel rear arm. So these are what the Eggenberger Evo aluminium arms, so they're slightly longer as well. Single nut hub, so it's a centre lock wheel. Then you've got the front hubs. These are actually like a Rouse, they call it like a Rouse front hub. So this is a universal hub, it's not sided, so brake brackets front and rear. And then you just put your steering arm bolts on the bottom. So you can sort of denote which side. So if you break one and you have a spare, you can use it on either side. So so you've got right hand side, red for right, blue for left, because they're threaded, left hand thread and right hand thread. So if you're in a rush, you know that the red nut is for the right hand side of the car, half a red, half a right. So these are all going to go on his car. These are all brand new, pre-made by, they're made by Rick Wood and then sold by Paul Linfoot Racing up in Moulton. So he's a RS500 expert, has the same surname as me, not sure if we're related, but either way. We've got the full TCA kit here, all rose jointed. Front anti-roll bar billet mounts as well. So the anti-roll bar goes through there. The anti-roll bar is that one, the angled one there, that's this one. Then the rear anti-roll bar is this one, and it goes, these brackets weld onto the chassis, and then the anti-roll bar then bolts onto these. So a bladed roll bar is basically a way of being able to adjust the roll bar on the car by turning this. So when the roll bar's sideways like that, it's more flexible. So in the wet, you would run it like that, and in the dry, you'd turn it like that, so that it's a lot more stiff. so it's like an adjustable roll bar basically. And then we've got some MT Motorsport front brake bells and brackets. That's for the front. We've got to do custom on the rear because the rear ones won't fit that they do, so we'll do custom brake brackets on the rear. We've got Rouse top mounts or Graham Good top mounts if you like. And then we've got rose joint and steering mounts, solid mounts for the hoop, which is what this bolts do. The hoop's not here yet, but that is coming. Rick Wood done that and Paul's got one ready for us. So that's all ready to go on the Sierra. The bodywork's getting done on the Sierra at the moment. And then when we get it back, then we have to fit a T4 turbo, different manifold, 8 injector plenum. The gearbox is going to get changed as well. It's going to have what they call like a long nose, long bell housing Getrag. So what that does is brings the gearbox back in the car for better weight distribution. It's already got a 9-inch rear diff, so we don't have to change that. So that's basically the main things we've got to do to the car. And then we've got to check the fuel cell as well. But basically this is going to be a really, really nice thing when we've done it. I can't wait. I'm really excited about doing it, so, and the customer is as well. But that's basically what we've got for the car so far. So it's going to be really exciting, and there'll be more videos on that car obviously when we're going to do it, and more dyno videos, because it's going to be, I think it made like 280 before, it's going to be 550 now, so it's a big jump. Nearly double the power, so that's why we need the extra good bits.